love numerology and I love picking apart things to make sense of it. So 4 plus 1 is 5, and 5 is a representation of change. And so, again, that is Spirit's way of urging us to change, to embrace change. Aquarian energy, change, unconventional, unexpected shifts. So, the energy is going to be very interesting. And even though the 1111 portal was yesterday, I want you guys to understand, overstand, and understand that the energy is still there. It's still potent, it's still very intense, and you guys can still manifest. And just like Bessie just recited those incantations and had you guys close your eyes, you can do those as well. I know a lot of people during the portal wrote a lot of things down, put it underneath a candle, and just let it burn. People do various things. We'll get into all the different things you guys can still do, because a lot of people think that, oh, the portal ended. It's 11:12 now. I can't do anything. No, the energy is still there, just like after retrograde. Before retrograde, you can feel retrograde, and then the day after retrograde, you can still feel it. So it's still time for you guys to jump in there.
Yeah. And let me read this really quickly because I should have read this. It is, and this is number 41. It says, wishes made. Hope is faith that in divine timing. Uh-oh. So we had an interruption. There is apparently a lot of retrograding happening. So I thought I actually recorded, but if you go follow me on my Instagram page, you will see the reading that I gave. But if you're watching now, I am going to do a live reading for someone who wishes to have their a reading done. So if you're watching on the YouTube channel, know that I can I can even call one for you as well, because you are watching, and it will be a what they call, or what we call, the Celtic cross reading, and that pinpoints a direct problem that Spirit wants you to pay attention to. Um, and as I'm waiting for Ashley to reconnect, I will say that the cards that came out, the first card that came out was New Moon in Aquarius, open up to change. So that's what she was talking about, changes. And it's saying, like, as you're opening up to change, that's one of the things that we're not seeing in our lives, but that's what's happening at this moment. And the minute that we are receptive to changing, the minute that things will be opening up for our lives. So if all hell has been breaking loose into your life, that is why Spirit is like, hey, I need you to wake up. I need you to change some things about yourself, because the place I'm taking you is no longer going to be the same. The things that I want to do in your life requires you to change. The next card was New Moon, last quarter moon in Virgo. Attend to the details. So some of you have already seen signs and understand that it is time for me to change. But Spirit is also telling you at this time to pay attention to the details. And I gave the scenario as someone who has ADHD. So if you have ADHD, I'm not picking on you, just using, what that means in the spiritual realm. But when someone has ADHD, it's like their mind goes fast. They do things without really thinking it through. And so, and we're also going to get to that too. But and the example is, if the teacher says, okay, everyone, I want you to take out and this person is like, they open their book bag, they take out their books, they take out their pens, their pencils, their crayons, what have you. And the teacher's like, I want you to take out whatever is in your pocket and put it on the desk. And now the person's like, oh wow, I took out all this stuff. And now I got to put all of this stuff back into my book bag and see if there's anything in my pockets, right? Because that could be the teacher's lesson for the day, and this person has jumped the gun as they say here, or have done the thing before fully getting the instructions. There we go. I couldn't say that. And so it's pay attention to the details first before you make this decision. Pay attention to the details because the other energy is, parents always say, I know what's best for the child. But is that really what the child need at this time? Because the child can need something else, but the parent give them something that they do not need. And as a result, it doesn't work for the child. And then the next thing is think about the story of David. King David was a historical figure in the Bible, but he was truly a historical figure. When he went to go fight the Philistines, one of the things that happened is that they decided to give him King Saul's attire, but it was too big for him. And because it was too big for him, he asked them, he said, take this off of me. I can't move. Let me get what I'm used to, which is the 5 smooth stones in my slingshot. And he won the war. And so it's like you have to pay attention to those details first, because if the suit is too big for the person, then it's not going to make sense for them to have that suit, right? So that was the attention to details. And I'll get over to the last card, New Moon in Gemini, to think it through in just a moment. I'm here. I'm here.
Someone said they love my forehead.
I saw.
Bestie, I apologize. That is 100% my fault. I tried to reject the call and it ended the live. So you let me know if you want to pick up where we left off, or just kind of bring it back a little bit, just to put everybody up to speed on where we were.
Yeah. So I was reading the wishes made, because the oracle card that came out for everyone was the spiritual decree, and it was talking about decreeing right now what you want to happen, because 1111 is the thing we're finding, or we have found out that let me first read the 11 again so it will make sense. So 11, the number 11 means the awakening. You are being called to attention. Your angels want to send you signs, but first they need to make sure that you'll be paying attention. This number asks you to notice the world around you so you don't miss the important messages coming your way. Ask your angels for confirmation after you see this number. Repetition is their way of getting your attention. So I was asking the collective, think about what are some of the things that you have been seeing in your life, especially since yesterday. What are some of the synchronicities that you've been seeing? What are something that keeps coming up? Or it doesn't even have to be yesterday, but over the last few days, over the last few weeks, what is something that you keep noticing and you're just like, Is it every time you walk out your door, you see a red car? Think, why is there a red car coming by? What does the significance of red mean to you? What does the significance of a car mean to you? You have to think about these things. And actually, it kind of works, because I was catching up on the YouTube channel about one of the cards that came out, the New Moon in Gemini, and it says to think it through. You have to think before you act, right? And so one of the things that the spiritual decree card is number 41. And it says, hope is faith that in divine timing, you'll get what you need. Your angels want you to discard a specific timeline for the arrival of what you want. Wish for those things to come, but detach from how and when they do. Write down something you feel stressed about presently and bury the paper as a symbolic gesture that good things will grow in time. But you also have to think it through. This isn't a rash thing. This is something that you have to think about. What is it that you really are trying to call towards you at this time? Because some people are not thinking things through, and they jump, they act without thinking, right? And so Spirit is saying at this time, no, think about it before you move. Because when you make this move, when you write down these decrees, when you decide to end the situation, think about it first. Think about what this will mean. Think about all the possibilities of an ending. One of the things that I was told, um, oh gosh, now I'm forgetting the app name. So, but on the app, it said one thing that I had to learn was the synchronicity between endings and beginnings. And I was just like, I know one thing ends, another thing begins. But I was not thinking about with the ending comes a pain. And so, what I was sharing with the collective is that remember, if you think about how old you are, if you've been doing something all those many years and now you have to change it, the only way to change it is to disrupt it. And how do you disrupt it? It has to go through some sort of a pain. It has to be some sort of a tower process that strips you of your old way of thinking, that strips you of the reason why you move the way that you move, you speak the way that you speak. It's something that's got to happen to you in order for it to change. And it kind of goes along. I'm not going politically, but I'm going to touch on it, right? Because I have a lot of friends that do not like the turnout of the election. And so I was having a conversation with someone yesterday, and I said this very thing. I said, because the question was, why do people continue to do the same thing over and over and over again? And my response was, because until um, that person has to realize that they keep shooting their own self in the foot first before they will actually understand, hey, I'm causing this for myself. I'm causing this pain to myself. So what is something that you continue to do over and over and over again, but you keep getting the same negative, impactful result in your life? That is what Spirit is trying to wake you up to see. It's something that you're doing negatively to yourself that I want you to stop. And the only way that I can get rid of it is I have to take you through pain to strip you of it. Because think about when a child touches the hot stove and you're like, don't touch that, don't touch that. The child is like, mommy said or daddy said don't touch it. Grandma said, granddaddy said don't touch it. But I'm gonna touch it anyway because it looks cool. It's red, like it says touch me. And then when the child touches, they're like, ah, they start crying because it's like it hurt. And then it's like, oh, I'm not touching it no more because it hurts. It causes pain. And so that's what changes your mind on how and why you do things, is the pain of it all. And so sometimes people have to go through pain before they actually get it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And two things. While I'm just regrouping over the things that we spoke about prior to the live ending, go ahead and plug in your new Instagram page. I'm just going to quickly review the things that we talked about for the live ended. So Bessie pulled the new moon and Aquarius card, and I just was going over how Aquarian energy is radical, is unconventional, unpredictable. They don't play by the rules. They don't color inside the lines. So that is Spirit's way of urging you guys to step out of your comfort zone, try some new things, and if you're going to do something, don't be so hesitant to pursue it. If you were hesitant in the past, do it with honor and with what's the word I'm looking for? Do it with confidence, because everything happens for a reason, and not only that, but nothing changes if nothing changes, and the only thing in this world constant is change. Moving right along to the card that you pulled, 41. all about numerology. So I was breaking it down as you were reading it. 4 + 1 is 5. So 5 signifies change. And again, nothing changes if nothing changes, and change is constant. So that is another synchronicity of spirit letting you guys know that change is going to happen regardless if we're ready or not.
Exactly.
Everything is going to change. You grow. Your relationship changes, whether it changes for the good or the bad. Your children change. Your job may change. Change is constant. So just pairing that with the new moon in Aquarius, be prepared for change. And the 11/11 portal, whether you guys know it or not, I was speaking on it. It's all about new beginnings, and you can't have something new until you end something old. And so with that, I'm going to go over all the different ways you guys can manifest still, because the energy is still potent as it is before and after a retrograde. You guys can still harness that energy. But I just want to get the last thing I want to talk about before I get into it is the new moon in Gemini. And we all know that Gemini is the communicator. So whenever we look at Gemini energy, we know that we are going to get something communicated, or it is urging us to communicate. And I'm even going as far as to let you guys know, if you have a Gemini child, that was Spirit's way of that child choosing you so that you can be better at communication. So I know that is a Gemini, and I'm telling you, she will just speak on things that I can't even fathom her knowing at 4 years old. And so I know that was Spirit's way of urging me, you got to do better and be better at communicating. And so that is something that I'm so grateful for. Yes, Soraya, she is a Gemini, and let me tell you, that girl does not hold back at all. So if you have a prominent Gemini in your life, just know that that person was strategically stationed there to help you. It's your offspring, okay? So let's go ahead and jump right into this. Again, I apologize, guys, for the live ending. I hope everybody coming in is up to speed, that we are talking about the 11/11 portal that signifies new beginnings, and how you can still harness that energy to manifest, to write your incantations, to incorporate things that you want to change. So Bessie already went over what the understanding the 11/11 portal, so I won't review that because we already have an understanding on what that is. We know that it signifies new beginnings and manifestation power. It's the perfect time to focus on new beginnings. Think about any cycle that you're ready to close, whether it be your mindset, a habit, a relationship, a dynamic. Just think about, what are you ready and willing to release? And that needs to be the basis of your mindset. Or what are you ready and willing to start? Because it's all about new beginnings. And enter in with that mindset, with confidence. Enter in it with pride. Enter in it with the determination to know that whatever you are trying to accomplish, you will not let it defeat you. Let me not rush, because I'm trying to get through everything and I'm already messing up because I'm trying to rush. So let me just pace myself. So how do we harness this 11/11 energy? All right, so the first thing that goes without saying, set intentions. Write your intentions clearly. Do you know how important intentions are, especially when you write them? I know you guys know what I do in the morning time. I talked about it almost every episode. I set my intentions by speaking into my water, because water is ancient. Water holds every memory, which is why a lot of the times when boats and airplanes fly over the Bermuda Triangle, a lot of people end up missing, because that space of water holds so many memories. And if you dig deep and understand what exactly happens in that area of the ocean, you'll understand why people end up missing. So set your intentions, write down things clearly, be specific about what you want to manifest and why it matters to you. Why are you manifesting XYZ? Why is it so important for you to manifest XYZ? You can't have the what without the why. So be intentional about why you are doing these things and what you want to accomplish from it. Next, you guys have to meditate and visualize it. Because if you guys cannot physically see it inside your mind, then how are you going to have it be tangible in front of you, in front of your face? You have to visually see yourself at that new job, visually see that new car, visually see yourself in a loving, nurturing, honorable relationship. You have to actually see yourself in these things if you want these things to happen and want these things to come into fruition. Because the way the universe works is you have to set the intentions, visualize it, and the more you visualize it and speak it into existence, that energy is going to boomerang back to you. Each time you visualize it, each time you set the intentions, it has to happen for you. It's no way it's going to miss you because you have already set the intention that you want it and it's happening. So the universe can't miss you unless you're not doing the inner work. You got to do the inner work. If you're doing the inner work and if you are a righteous human being and you are setting out or if you are emitting out high vibrational energy to others, there's no reason why the universe, God, whoever you answer to, should not bless you with the things that you are asking. Next, affirm and release. As you hold these intentions, repeat affirmations that resonate with your soul, you have to release it. And I don't mean stop setting these intentions. I mean stop biting your nails like, well, is it going to happen? Well, I don't know because I said it. It still hasn't happened yet. You have to release the thought of, well, maybe it'll happen or maybe not, because it is going to happen because you set the intentions. Thus you'll say it, thus it shall be. So don't ever doubt yourself. Don't ever doubt the Most High. Don't ever doubt the Creator, because just like he made sure the birds and the bees get fed, he's going to make sure that you get fed too. Exactly. And last but certainly not least, connect with your spirit guides, whether through meditation, tarot, my favorite, or simply through quiet reflection. Okay, invite guidance from your spirit team or higher self, and this is just going to enhance everything. It's going to enhance your connection with you wanting to manifest, allowing people on the other side to receive your messages loud and clear, because they have direct access to spirit. Mm-hmm. And even though you have a direct access by your voice to spirit, when you were talking about ancestors and your spirit team, guardian angels, they are already in the ethers, okay? They're already in the astral plane. So they are standing literally right next to spirit, whereas you have to kind of go through the motions to get the spirit. They're already there. So that's why it's important that you guys invite your ancestors in on what you're trying to manifest. And you can do that by also just having an ancestor table. That's something simple that I do. I stand at my ancestor table every morning. I don't worship them. I just pay homage to them. And I do offerings as well. Mm-hmm. Very simple, nothing too complex. So that was all I had. And like I said before the video cut out, you can still harness the energy of the 1111 portal. Yes. It is just as potent as it was yesterday at 11:11. You can still harness it. Light a candle. My recommendation, if you're trying to manifest money, light a green candle. If you're trying to manifest love, light a red or a pink candle. If you're trying to be more creative, light a orange candle. If you're trying to get out of your head and welcome in new energy as well as abundance, light a purple candle. If you have a lot of negative energy around you, you're trying to ward off, light a black candle. If you want to get more in tune with your ancestors, light a white candle. Like, there is a color for everything, okay? There's levels to this edge. There's levels to this edge. So
yes, there are.
You guys got it. Super simple. If you need any extra tips and tricks, you can always hit one of us up. But that's all I have for you guys. And I'm sorry if I was rushing. I just wanted to get through everything because we were so close to ending and getting through everything before it cut off. But everything happens for a reason. So,
yep.
Did you want to say anything, Dusty, before I get through the aspect?
I do, because as you was talking, Spirit reminded me that I was reading some books and I was getting enlightened. And so I feel like that I'm to share that with someone. So if you have a book that you have been meaning to crack open, now is the time to crack it open, because it'll also give you, it'll enlighten your mind on things. It'll help inspire you on some things. Because as I've been reading the book that I have been reading, oh my goodness, I'm being inspired all over again. I'm getting like this drive all over again. And sometimes we need to refuel. And by refueling, all it takes is by reading the testimonies of other people or their experiences. Yep.
Absolutely. I love that. And that just reminded me that I have to do or be more intentional about reading, because that's where all the knowledge is. If you want to hide something from someone, put it in a book. I have to be a lot more intentional about reading, because even when I'm thinking about all of the flicks that I love or that I've had interest in watching, as soon as you read the book, it's so much more detailed. For instance, Waiting to Exhale. Loved the movie, thought it was amazing. Read the book, I was like, wait a minute, like the movie did the book no justice. Like, the book was amazing. Like, so just make sure that you guys are reading. Reading is fundamental. Okay, make sure you guys are reading. So of course, it's that time. What time is it? What time is it?
It's core reading time.
So this is the time that we open up the show for anyone to ask me pretty much anything: love, career, money, and beyond. So if there is anyone in the collective that is ready to deep dive and ask me a question, don't hold back. We'll give you guys a moment to figure out what question you want to ask. And in the interim, we'll just take the time to tell you guys that if you're not subscribed to B's Healing _room _tarot, do that. Make sure you are following him. Oh, we already have a question.
Well, we have yeah.
Girl.
Is it a reading question or just a general question? Either way, you can ask it.
Yeah. Specify, my love, so we know that it's a question for B or a question about the channel.
Ooh, cold chills. I like those. When I get those, there's like it's a spirit nearby. It's an angel nearby.
And while she's getting her question together, make sure after we post the video, guys, so that we know the algorithm is not trying to push our video to the very bottom of the scrotum pole, make sure you guys like, comment, and if you're not, subscribe to us as well.
Yep. I want to know. There are missing friendships and feeling lonely. I don't trust this person. Okay, got you. And for everyone, I want to know that I'm gonna do what they call a Celtic cross reading for this question. So hold on, let me shift some cards here, because that is a huge spread. I'm just going to be honest, it's a huge spread. And also, while I'm pulling the cards, if there are some numbers that you have been seeing for a while that you want to understand what they mean, put them in the chat box so that I can read those for you as well. I don't mind just sharing those a little bit as well. Okay, so okay. Okay, well, first of all, these cards are coming out like nobody's business. While I'm shuffling and I'm looking into the camera so that I'm not looking at the cards, I am getting the temperance energy. There is something like it's a waiting energy, you know. That one flipped over. That's the King of Swords. So, okay. Four more cards left. And when you said they are missing friendships and feeling lonely, is this? Oh, okay. Never mind. I had to read it out. Read that out loud. Either way, we're gonna. I have two more cards left. Ooh. Okay, that's a lot of card spirit. And see, I'm looking at the Hierophant right now too. It's I'm automatically getting it's a waiting. It's something about waiting with this person. I don't know what it is. It's gonna come out, but it's something about waiting because I keep seeing the Temperance card right now for and it's a part of this deck, but it's I keep seeing it, so I don't know if it's come out or not. So So the heart of the matter is Ten of Cups because there was a bond there. Like you said, this person is an old friend. There was a bond of sorts, and the challenge is it says the King of Wands. Now, okay, between you and this person, since the King of Wands would be technically in the quote unquote reverse, the challenge it seems is that this person is not has lost the drive to be a go-getter. This person is somebody who does who's just like I'm just gonna sit and I'm gonna wait for things to come to me. If it'll happen, it'll happen. It's that type of energy. It's that energy of I'm not going to work. It's I'm also getting the energy of giving to me. Um, and like sometimes we have to cut people off because we see that they're not trying to do anything right. We see that they would rather ask for a handout than to actually work on things, and it can be in any area of your life. um, the conscious goal. Five of Swords. So you are aware that this person has a lot going on. You are aware that this person causes people to get headaches. You are aware of that, which is why you don't trust this person. You are already aware. And the unknown influence, oh wow, it's heartbreak. This person is often goes through a lot of heartbreak, whether that is through family, whether that is through friendships, whether through it's a relationship. This person goes through heartbreaks, and it's because they don't exert themselves. They're in this energy, right? Um, the King of Wands is also somebody that's passionate about something, and it's like they are go-getter. So if this person has lost their passions and they're constantly breaking up relationships, no matter what the relationship is, um that is why. It's because this person has to find their passion first and foremost. And then the past influence of this person was that they used to be is because the King of Swords came out. This was the first card that flipped out. Actually, this card came flipped out. So this lets me know that this person used to be smart. It's like that the what they say the valedictorian who all of a sudden in the valedictorian in high school, and it's like you come to the 10-year reunion and this person is like the opposite of who they were. It's like life have drugged them through the mud. And so the past influence is that this person is smart. They know that they're smart. And it's like they try to pull on the things from the past. Like, I'm good for this. You know that I can solve this chemistry equation. And you're just like, but you're not solving it now. It's like, but you're not doing anything now. You're just letting things be. And if you know that you're smart, if you know, yeah, it's very manipulative. If it's like, if you know what to do, then why are you coming to me for help? If you know that you need to change something, if I can see it, this is obviously what everybody else is seeing. So you have to change this for yourself. Nobody can help you. I just heard the word crutch. This person is looking for a crutch. And I know, me knowing you personally, know that you're not the one to ask for a crutch. It's like, no, I'll give you the tools. And so, and this is for anybody out there, right? If you know that somebody knows how to do something, don't always give them the helping hand. Don't give them the answers to the test that they already know. Give them the book, give them the study materials, and say, hey, you had the same opportunity as me. Here you go. I need you to do this for yourself. Something that's coming, and it says the approaching influence, but the approaching influence is the Ten of Swords in reverse, which means this person is stuck. Which is probably why I kept seeing the Temperance card. This person is so stuck. It's like they're right there at the door of a new beginning, but they don't want to do the work. They are right there at the new beginning, and it's like they don't want to do the work. It's just like, I know what I need to do, but I can't do it. Can you help? Can you do it for me? Can you help me do it? And you're like, no, that's something that you have to do. And it's the equivalent as when we talk about, as we were talking about tonight with change, we first have to change mentally before we can anything else can change. If our mind doesn't change about a situation, we will not move forward. We will not manifest the thing that we're manifesting, because we will say, oh, I want to manifest a car. Oh, well, I don't have enough money for a car, so I don't know where this car is going to come from. And it ain't like the world's going to just give me a car. I don't even know, I see people talk, raffling off a car, but, I don't even want to take the chance to buy a ticket, because, there's somebody out there that could buy like 6 tickets. I only have enough money to buy 2 tickets. And so, I'm not even going to waste my time. And it's like, that's negative thinking. So how can you manifest something, but then always constantly talking negative about it, about trying to get it? And it's like, it puts you in this stuck energy. It's like, I'm looking at the way out, but I can't move out. It's almost, I'm seeing Frieza, but not necessarily Frieza from the Ninja Turtle. Shout out to the 80s babies, because you know what I'm talking about. But it's like with the equivalent of Mr. Freeze. When Mr. Freeze would shoot you with his gun, you froze in place. You didn't go nowhere. And this is where, like, how that person is. Yep. See? She said she has nothing for this person. The inner resources are talent, right? See, what did I say about manifestation? Here's the world card. This person could literally manifest, but they have to change the way that they're thinking. They have to change it. They have to make the first move. Like, it's literally if they stop thinking negatively, it's like their whole world would turn right side up. And when their world turn, it's okay. I was having a conversation with someone, and I was saying, when somebody doesn't feel well, like if their body doesn't feel well, they will say nasty things. They will think nasty thoughts, right? Thoughts that are not conducive to the situation. And so they come across as somebody that has a bad attitude. But when the person heals, they start to feel better. And because they feel better, they start to do things better. They start to see things better. And they're just like, oh my gosh, have a good day. And everybody's like, you talking to me? Because before you used to curse me out first thing in the morning. Now you're saying have a good day. And it's like, okay. And it's like literally once you change that thing, once you heal, because I also, okay, somebody didn't want me to say that. Because once this person healed, they'll be able to see life differently. They'll be able to see something. So it's like they have to do that internal work. I'm hearing dark night of the soul. It's like they have a lot of things that they have to heal. And if they don't heal it, they're going to continue to be in this stuck position right there at the door. Um, and how other people see them, you may see this person as an arrogant person. Like, baby, you don't have two pennies. It's sort of like, and I don't know the situation, right? But it's sort of like that person that says, oh my gosh, well, why would this person do this? I would have did X, Y, and Z. And you're looking at them like, how can you judge someone else when you're in the same boat? How can you judge someone else? And at least this person is investing in their selves. So whether they do this thing and they fail, they can get back up and do it again. You, on the other hand, don't even want to do the first part. You don't even want to try. You don't want to even do the attempt to do the work. So how can you sit there and judge this person? Like, you're very arrogant for somebody without um, hopes and fears, afraid of success. This is the Three of Cups. They are afraid of winning. It's like they want to win, but they are afraid of winning at the same time. And I'm sure someone's out there is like, but how can someone be afraid of winning? Easy. Because I had to do the self-assessment, and I realized that I was afraid of winning at one point. And I was like, I would have never thought that me, the go-getter, was afraid of winning. How can you, and I hear again, why or how, you may ask yourself, can someone be afraid of winning? Because it looks like I know what I need to do, but I'm not going to do it, or I'm going to push it off. When all you have to do, you don't have to do the huge lump sum of it, right? When you're investing in yourself, small increments is still an increment. So if you have to take baby steps first for that thing to come to be, take those baby steps, because eventually those baby steps will become kid steps, and those kid steps will become preteen steps, and those preteen steps become teen steps, and it eventually turns into a young adult and then an adult. But the first thing is that you have to actually take the step. And so for me, I would often say, oh, well, I know I need to do this, but it's like, I don't know where to start. I don't know where to start. And there's no specific there's no specific way to start. You just start. Like the first thing, when I first started doing tarot, right? The first thing I said was, I just need to get my first deck. And I ordered a deck, but I actually got the wrong deck, but it was the deck that I needed at that time. And then when I started saying, okay, I saw in fact, my moon deck, the one that I pulled for us earlier today. I said, I want I want this deck. I want this deck. I can't get it right now, but I want this deck. And I was working part-time at a store, and lo and behold, like 2 weeks later, the deck was on our cart. And I was like, what? I was like, oh, I'm taking this. This is mine. This is the very deck that I wanted. So it's like when you start to take the steps, you start manifesting. The things you start to say start coming to you. And if it's not meant for you, you'll be directed to the right room. And then I said, oh, well, what would it be like to open up a channel? Oh my gosh. I was nervous. Now, mind you, my background is in acting. So it's not the fact that I was in the camera, but it was the fact that I was nervous for myself as a new reader. I was nervous, like, and people would say, but you're dead on. But I was like, I don't know though. I had this self doubt. But in order for me to get out the self doubt, I had to continue to read for other people. I had to continue to do things on the live until it became natural to me. The last card, the outcome. Tower moment. And what did I say earlier? The best way to get out of a funk is to go through a tower moment. And yes, it's going to hurt. So basically, right now, if everybody in this person's life is leaving and you don't trust this person, that means that is Spirit's way of telling you, I want you to turn your back on this person as well. Because this person needs to know that they have it in them. Sometimes you have to be a friend from afar. Sometimes I have some friends that I see them struggling and I know they want me to come in and save them, but Spirit is like, no, you have already given them the tools. You have been talking to this person for 5, 6, 7 years about the same situation. Now it's time for you to hold your breath, hold your tongue. I want you to pay attention to you now. And so for some people, you have to, like, it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll keep you in my thoughts and prayers and keep it moving. And it's like, it seems rough, but that's that tough love. Shout out to Beyonce, right? Because I shared that song one time, and it's like you have to give people that tough love. And it's the vision that I'm literally seeing at this moment is the eagle leaving its baby in the nest when it's time for the baby to learn how to fly. It's like, I'm not feeding you no more. I'm going to leave you because you know how to fly. You just refuse to. I'm not feeding you no more. I'm going to fly. In fact, I'm going to build me a new nest on the other side of the mountain. And I want you to come find me. And the eaglet does not know that the eagle parent can see them. It just know, oh my goodness, my parent had left me to fend for myself. And now that the eaglet will come out and try and fly. Right. Now, I know somebody may be watch birds and said, this is not what eagles do, but this is how Spirit is giving it to me. This is how Spirit is giving it to me. It's like once you leave this person, they start to freak out because they start to have this tower moment. But this is the very thing that they need. This is the very thing, push that they need, that push that I was talking about earlier. Sometimes we get pushed into our destinies, pushed into newness. So I hope that answers your question.
And thank you for your insights, B. You always hit. The cards always hit. Always hit. I love how you elaborate and thoroughly explain each card. Yeah, she said it hit. She said it hit different. Thank you, Soraya, for being so brave to share your question with us.
Yeah.
And blessings to you on your journey. And we are so glad that you're feeling better.
She said her blockade is real strong.
Girl, ain't it? Especially now with all these retro.
Oh, look. This is the bottom of the deck, by the way. Judgment. The judgment is freedom. The judgment is freedom of self, freedom of soul. So, and that was at the bottom of the deck. So, hey, yeah.
Right. That's right. And I'm gonna go with my favorite quote: "Love is what love does." And people that love, honor, and respect you are going to come at you with love, honor, and respect with that type of energy. So love is what love does, and if it's not given that energy, then it got to go.
Right.
Period.
Period.
So, I told the person I'm tired of
See?
Yeah, after a while, you get tired of being the one that everybody goes to. Who can you run to like escape? Okay.
Who can you run to?
No, but like when you think about it, like that has a lot of weight. That holds a lot of weight onto you, and we're trying to pour into all these other cups. But if we're always pouring from our cup, you know,
right?
Take that up there, because I'm done giving so much and not receiving. It has to be balanced.
Mm-hmm.
It has to be balanced. I feel like I'm everyone's mother.
See?
You hold a lot of wisdom, so they're coming to you because you hold a lot of ancient wisdom. And I already know that just by the few times I've spoken to you outside of this channel.
Listen.
You hold a lot of wisdom.
And don't be fooled. She has an amazing testimony. Like it was a private conversation that we had, but I'll let her share it whenever she's ready. But now you're gonna play dumb. But we were talking about that energy of getting up, of waking up and getting up and starting to do. And it's just amazing.
Yeah.
Girl,
do what works. I don't blame you for playing dumb, because the people that play dumb be the smartest ones, because they're not gonna let nobody play them. So do what you have to do.
Protect your energy.
All the noise out. Play dumb until you weed all the noise out. So thank you, B, again for your insights. Soraya, we're so glad that you're feeling better, my love, and thank you for being a brave soul to come forward and ask me. I gotta find a new slogan, because I don't want it to be like corny. Ask me, come on, yeah. I gotta work on it. Maybe we'll pin that as a question for the collective. What should we call this session with B? Hit my DMs if you're learning a catchy slogan, because I don't know if I like ask B. But anyway, at this point, it's sink or swim. So thank you guys for staying on thus far. We know that the line had messed up earlier, but we got our faithful supporters. The collective is going to always hold it down. So we appreciate you guys. And gosh, we're 39 episodes in, so next episode will be 40 deep. We'll be 40 deep next week.
Yes.
Come up with something very interesting next week to bring in our 40th episode. So again, thank you guys for joining us for another edition of Cards and Conversations.
Yes.
And if it's your first time joining in on us, we do this every Tuesday night, same time, same place, 11:11, angel number, new beginnings. Yes. Cards and Conversations, where every episode unfolds a deck of intriguing discussions. We'll see you guys next week on our 40th episode.
Yes. Peace. And again, thank you all for coming tonight. Again, look up my Healing Room Tarot on Instagram page. And what I'm going to do, because it is a long read, I am going to post the meaning of the spiritual decree card, because there is a lot and I want everyone to be able to read it and to actually do it. And because if you are watching this video at a later date, this video has the 11:11 energy in it. So you can tap in as you read this or as you're listening to this, however you are tuning in. So thank you all again for joining, and you have a good night.